Hi, my name is Elias, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the property code. I would definitely like to start a series on the different key points of property management, landlord relations, as it relates to the property code here in Texas. Today we're going to touch up on two topics, primarily locking out a tenant and 3-day notices. So one of the key questions that we must ask is, can you lock out legally a tenant out of their unit when they owe rent? The answer is yes and no. Yes, you can do it, but it has to be for a very short period. Here in Texas, the property code requires you to allow them access back into their unit within 24 hours. So that is really important, because then you need to ask yourself, is it worth the expense to lock someone out just to have to provide them access within 24 hours? You cannot take their belongings. You have to account for everything. You become responsible the moment you enter that property. So it's really important to make a good decision when trying to think about locking someone out. Generally, as a property manager, we don't ever practice that. We don't want to become responsible for anything that may be in that unit. And we don't want to have to run out and give them a key just after we just rekeyed, and there's an expense involved with that. So my recommendation would be not to lock people out. You guys can make that decision as you see that fit. But it is important that you understand that you must give them a key within 24 hours. That is really critical and important. Second topic is a little bit about the 3-day notices. Whenever a tenant doesn't pay their rent, it is really important that you provide the tenant with a 3-day notices. How do you provide that? Well, there's numerous ways to do so, but you got to be able to prove, if you ever go to court, that notice was actually provided to the tenant. So one way is to actually go and put it inside the door of the property where they reside. Number 2 would be to actually send a certified return receipt mail. That way, even if they don't pick it up, you have proof that it was mailed. You will get that letter back if it's not picked up saying, hey, never picked up, it was unclaimed, because they would get a receipt from the mail company for the post office stating that they actually did pick it up or they did not. It is not up to you to force them to pick it up. It's up to you to make sure that they receive it. Another way is to hand deliver to them and making sure that they have it. But generally, those are the typical best ways to send it that are provable if you ever have to file an eviction and you need to show it in court. So it is important that it's done. It is done every month at the same time, and that you provide it once they become delinquent. Because without that, you cannot file an eviction. So that is one important thing. It is required, unless stated in your lease agreement differently, that you do provide at least 3 days to pay or quit. So I hope these little tips help. We will be doing more sessions with different tips from the property code here in Texas. Please call me if you have any questions with respect to the property code or any other questions you may have related to property management. Thank you.